Hello, this is another robot I've made for the Steampunk Festival for 2018, the 10th anniversary. It was originally going to be a Raven, but it's now based on that SPQR banner, which is why I've put Lindum Colonia in Latin at the bottom there. So the Romans had that banner with the golden eagle at the top. So this runs autonomously. You can't see the LEDs blinking very well in this light, I doubt, but they fade. They don't just switch on and off, they fade in and out. And also, it can make all sorts of different sounds which were played randomly from an SD card, actually controlled by a button, which we'll see in a moment. I was originally going to use a transmitter, but I had some problems with interference because I wanted to be able to leave it on a table, because I can take this bass off or I can take the bird off, and if I was having a drink, just leave it on a table and just set it going sometimes when people go by. So we'll have a look at the bird in a moment. Has a hook there that goes onto my belt for carrying it for when I'm walking from the university to the castle, which is quite tiring. So let's have a look at it in more detail. Okay, so if I just turn this around carefully, the microphone's going to pick other sounds up. So I shall just try to carefully gather the cloth up there. This was a garden edging tool. So I'll ground the head down of the garden edging tool to try and slot it into this top section. So we have the switch here to make it, it'll send a signal to it to say speak now. This is my battery pack with two ports, 2.4 amp, each one can deliver. One, I've separated the heavy current stuff from the lighter current stuff. So I can unplug this, and obviously these. And this whole section can be pulled off. So we're going to have a little look at that next. Okay, I'm going to take the back off now. This plinth is actually quite useful if I want to put it on a table, which was my original plan. I was going to just, if I needed to go to eat something, I can just put it on a table and remotely control it. So this is my on-off button here. I can take this out and this drops down. I can take the bird off the plinth there if I so desired. In it there's more servos. One servo controls both wings there, one for the head, one for the beak. I have an audio amplifier here which is connected to this speaker. I have an Arduino Due there. This is the computer part of it, connected to an SD card with all my sounds that I want to make the bird say. If I wanted to make it speak, I could make it speak. The sponge is just easy way of making insulation between the two circuits. Now I had a little bit of a change in design a couple of times, so that's why it's probably not quite as well designed as I could have done it, but it's only a temporary thing. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. Don't know if I'm going to smash it up or what I'm going to do. So I'm not too worried about that side of things. Now, I'm powering the microcontroller from 5 volts straight from that battery pack. This needs a lot more voltage. Originally I used a 9 volt battery and I don't like them, so I used a boost converter here. This was a last minute decision. Now I put a switch in there to just isolate this when I plug it into the laptop, because I didn't want to power the amplifier from the USB. I don't want any risk of that, because I don't want to risk current spikes on my laptop. So that's what's inside it. A friend actually gave me this little cup and saucer that I made into a hat. Tristram, he has some kids obviously. Notice a couple of pen tops there for the beak. At the end of July, I started off with a head. This is how far I got after 4 days. Here I've changed the electronics within the head because I wanted to use large LEDs, and I have incorporated a MOSFET in there so I can use pulse width modulation to control the brightness. Here is a picture I took when it was originally going to be a raven before I changed the design. And to finish off, here is a test of the servos so I can see how the bird moved. Well, I think that's it for one video. Thank you for watching.